So web apps for web full web app application. Now we try the Next.js app in it. So what?
So after a few minutes, this window will appear on your screen after creating that project. Hamza. So Ali, you can change the same thing on the right side of that window appear. So that is the that you give you the instantly change, because that Cloudly this application connect with each other.
Assalamu alaikum. So today I discuss with you a very special project launched by the Google. The name is IDX. IDX is a IDE project launched by the Google, just like a Replit and VS Code. VS Code is like a computer-based software, and Replit is like a cloud-based, just like a VS Code, providing the environment for execution and building apps. So just like that platform, Google also launched a project IDX. But what the reason that the Google have to be launched as a separate platform, because already have a VS Code and Replit already. So why Google launch that project? So basically the main purpose of launching that project IDX, so that is the first look and first interface when you log in that cloud-based IDX. So welcome to IDX. So basically the Google mentioned that Project IDX is an AI assistant workspace for full stack multi-platform apps developments in the cloud. So basically Google launched that project for basically for the developers, only for developers, not for execution C+ and other Java and other Rust. But this IDX support the Rust execution, but not as a whole IDE features like VS Code. But it's basically focus on just on a development, full stack development, and that IDE basically focus on only for developers. So if you want to access that IDX, you have to wait for a while. Then Google allow you to access to use that IDE, but before you have to wait and join the wait list. Then Google after a while give you permission to use and access this beta version. So I got that access already. So today I will explore with you this IDE. So first of all, get to work quickly wherever you are. Like in the case of VS Code, you have to log in and installing VS Code, then install all dependencies for apps. Like if you want to make a full stack website in Next.js, you have to be install all dependency, then make the whole environment for creating the full stack application, because the all execution of the code depend on the machine computer. So if your computer is better, your code execute and work efficiently. So that is the very problematic thing, because if you want to show a code in a meeting, or if you want to be display, for example, you are living in Pakistan and you want to show your code in London. So you reached London and you have laptop, but you accidentally uninstall the VS Code. So that you can you can't display and explain your code. You have to install VS Code again, and also install all dependencies for the app. So that is load hustle bustle and take your lot of time. So IDX provide you the get work quickly. Like it store your all code on cloud. You have to be just login account in any sort of computer that just support browsing, that just support Chrome. You have to be just log in and start working on it. You don't need heavy system for execution of the program. So the first main function that providing that app, that IDX cloud based IDE. So next, that provide you the developed with Gemini in IDX. Like it support you AI help. For example, if you want to change some line of code, you have to but just select these lines of code and just write a prompt like which change you want to in that code. Just write a prompt and submit, your change will happen. So next, further that providing the instantly assess popular framework and languages. Like the most popular language and framework till now that IDE support, not support like whole languages like VS Code and Replit. It just is a very very minimal things that IDX support. So optimize your app across platform. Like that IDX show you how your app look like in different mobiles and different that feature. Also VS Code support by installing the extension. That is not a very unique feature that already supported in VS Code, just as a formally that Google add in it. So the further I explain, let's make the development workflow better together. So now we explore the main. So let's get started. User interface look like this when you log in and the login the IDX. So welcome back. So I already created an app, my app like I testing. So first of all, I explore you the what sort of the framework and language this platform, this IDX project support. So you can see that this is the beta version that support. Node is a proper working. Basically, this is the testing mode Google providing you as a developer. So web apps for web full web app application that support Angular, Next.js, Astro, and React. Simple HTML in which you use simple plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or that also provide the option of TypeScript. And Cevility. Create a new Cevility app in TypeScript and simply that is a famous framework. This also support a backend frameworks or language: Go, Python, Flask, Node Express, Rust. That will be a very good option. Level and a Python Django. So this framework, and for mobile it's only just support of Flutter till now. And AI and ML it give you the option for API like Gemini API, that the project in launched by the Google, same API, and the Firebase, Jenkins, and in a workspace that give you the IDX own workspace, blank workspace, any empty workspace you can customize for any project. So that you give you that project and React plus Google Map platform, adding a map to the React, like that give you the support of Google Map if you want to add in your app, just like the Google applications. Just simple frameworks. So now we try the Next.js app in it. So what look like when you click on the framework? Just this type of interface appear on your screen. You have to just write up. You have to write app name. For example, I write example app, just like. So if you create your Next.js app with JavaScript, you can select JavaScript. I choose TypeScript, and if you install use srdir directory, you can click on that, and if you use Eastland modern JavaScript and TypeScript, so then you can select app router. If you want to install, you can select Tailwind already. So this just like when we use VS Code, we go to terminal and use the Next.js command, then we select these options. So that is a very good way to select these options. In case of that is a better way to select these, because when we select on a VS Code, so where we have like that is not a good user experience, but that IDX give you a good user experience for selecting and managing your app. So that is when, after selecting this, you have to just click and create this project create after some time. So
after a few minutes, this window will appear on your screen after creating that project. So this interface look like on your screen. In this video you can see. So just like a VS Code shortcut, same each and everything, just like a copy of VS Code in this, but the difference between the VS Code and this IDE, that is the cloud based IDE. So that is the main difference between, but the everything, every shortcut, everything, just like a VS Code, it also support the extensions. Same extensions that available in VS Code also available in this IDX. Same options, but just like some extra option also IDX provide. That is the IDX project option, in which that is shown just simple IDX informations. Same terminal that VS Code provide, and same thing, same number lines and same tab space. And this is the view beside the app. In this, if you change something, like if I change that whole project, you can see the change. So you can say, if I change the code, and if I rewrite the again, so if I delete the main, so I simple div Ali Hamza. So you can see the change will happen beside the server automatically refresh. You also, by using this option, on the right side of your on the right side on the top corner, open in new tab option, you can open this view of application in the new option in a new tab of Chrome. You can see I write Ali Hamza, the Ali Hamza will appear on this server. So that is basically same things, just like a VS Code project, but that all the code on a cloud base. So next I will show you the main feature that IDX provide, that is my favorite thing. So that also solve a very big problem between a developers. Just like if I code in Pakistan and my fellow in London, so just look like two person, the one person in Pakistan and second person in London. We're working on a same project by using the VS Code, but the change here, my friend, the change my friend do in code, I can't see immediately. He have to be change the code, then use a git tool, and then push the code and repository and push, then I pull the code, then the change will appear on my site. So this problem this IDX will solve very quickly, very in good way. So I will experience you in a next step. So let's get started. So I will show you that. You can see on screen, this is my window and this is my friend window, that is in London. I am in Pakistan. So if I change in this my code, I write Ali Hamza. So Ali, you can change the same thing on the right side of that window appear. So that is the that you give you the instantly change, because that cloudly this application connect with each other. So if I change in my code, this change also will appear, changing will appear on my friend project also, because these projects sync very quickly by IDX ID. So that is the main feature that help us as a developer very in good way, because when we were working in a team, so we have faced a lot of problem in term of changing code, in term of pulling and push the code. There are a lot of error occur while this, and there are so many lot of time waste in this problem. So the IDX solve this problem very in a good way. This option also provided in a Replit and the other GitHub CodePen, but the IDX basically do it very in a good way and very efficiently. That is its performance in very efficient as compared to VS Code and other ID at a cloud base. But if I talk about the IDX, that is a very good approach that give us as a developer on a working on a when we working on a group. So we use IDX and build a project very quickly and easily. So that is the basically some features and something I share in this video about IDX that I like, and still now I just explore these options. There are a lot of things in IDX you can explore these all. So if you want to join IDX, so you have to be just join the waitlist, and you can use the IDX in a next month and a next week and a next day. So thank you for watching this video till end.